Yo's me, your boy, Shonen Boy, here today. I'm here today to talk about the latest episode of One Piece, episode 1126. Let's get straight into this. So, this came out yesterday, and I was busy with work, so I didn't get a chance to do the video yesterday for the episode to come out. So now I'm doing it now, and the episode starts off with, Kuma. It gives a bit of a recap of what happened with Kuma. He was on Kamabaka Kingdom after they rescued him from the Holy Land. They brought him back to Kamabaka Kingdom, and he's being rebuilt. But then he got a sense that Bonnie was in danger, or he was reprogrammed to go to Bonnie when she's in danger, and she is in danger right now. So Kuma rockets off from Kamabaka Kingdom with his devil fruit. He runs over to the shore, bubbles his himself away with his power, and everyone on the Revolutionary Army on Kamabaka Kingdom is where did Kuma go? What's going on here? So he rockets himself over to where the red line is, and then he starts climbing the red line because there's no way to get over the red line. So so he starts climbing the red line. He gets up on top of the red line where Marijois is, where the Holy Land is, and they're trying to capture him. The Celestial Dragons are trying to capture him because he's wrecking the place, and he's trying to get to Agate Island, and he's using the Urza shock and everything like that, and he's destroying the place, and they don't know what Kuma's doing here, and they just want to capture him because it's their Kuma's their slave. So he uses his Urza shock. He blows away all of the guards that are trying to capture him, and then Akainu comes out and starts to fight Kuma, and he's trying to ask Kuma, why are you here? What are you doing in the Holy Land, Kuma? What's your objective here? He's trying to get an answer out of him. I don't know if Akainu knows that Kuma can't really speak and think for himself. He's a robot now. So him trying to understand why Kuma's here, he won't get really an answer from him. So so then Akainu attacks Kuma and uses his magma, and he punches him in the eye, and he also hits him in the leg, and Kuma really doesn't fight back because that's not really his mission. He mainly just kind of runs away from Akainu, and then just portals himself away from him, bubbles himself away. So and Akainu's just what just happened? Why and what are you doing, Kuma? Where are you going? He's very confused about what's going on with Kuma and why he went to the Holy Land where he's going. So this is the first time that Akainu's done something in a very long time. He hasn't really done that very much. He's just kind of sat behind a desk and done paperwork. And he's just acting like the Fleet Admiral. But this is the first time we've actually seen him in a fight or a confrontation, which is good. So and then Akainu remembers back to when he captured Bonnie, and when Blackbeard captured Bonnie, and then Akainu came to get her because Blackbeard offered Bonnie up as tribute or something like that, or a sacrifice, if I remember correctly, and it was something to do with the Blackbeard pirates, but the Blackbeard pirates had to run away because it was Akainu, and he would have captured the Blackbeard pirates anyways. So Akainu captured Bonnie. I don't know how Bonnie got away from Akainu when they captured her. That wasn't. She might have turned into the old lady and somehow got her old lady form and escaped or snuck out somehow. I don't know, but yes, but Bonnie did escape from Akainu. So yeah. And he remembers back to that. So yeah. Then we go back to Egghead Island, where the pacifistas are still taking out the sea beasts, and then we go over to where the fight between Luffy versus Kizaru that gets underway. Luffy is in Gear Force Snake Man, fighting Kizaru. Kizaru is doing his light powers. Luffy's doing Black Mamba, and it looks so cool. Honestly, this part was so cool with Luffy going Gear Forth and him boxing with Kizaru and them going blow for blow and everything like that. And then Kizaru zips out of the island really far away from the island and does he shoots himself back at Luffy with one of his light moves, and he kicks Luffy, and it's just yo, and Luffy gets sent flying. He gets sent soaring through the sky into Vega Force 1 that just gets destroyed with impact, from the impact. And Vega Force 1 is not coming back from this. It just gets destroyed, and it's just oh my god, that was a pretty nasty kick. Oh my god. So yeah, and since Vega Force 1, got destroyed, Lilith was in the cockpit, in controlling it, and she, gets out of the cockpit, and she looks back at, Vega Force 1 that has been destroyed, and it's about to blow up from the impact. So, Lilith runs over to Frankie and Bonnie, and tells them to run. Run away, it's about to explode. So yeah, so they start running and everything like that, and then there's a massive explosion behind them, and yeah. And then, Lilith, starts to cry because the robot got destroyed, and she's like, oh no, Vega Force 1, that was my, dream robot, I loved it, so, yeah, so it's very sad. And then we see Kizaru go up to Bonnie and says, oh, Bonnie, you've really grown up, and I was sent here to kill Vegapunk, are you gonna fight me next? And and Bonnie tries to do something. She picks up a piece of Vega Force 1 and uses that with her powers to de-age Kizaru into I don't know, a baby or a really old man or something like that, because that's what her powers do. So yeah. So, then she, but then she gets sidestepped by Kizaru and gets kicked into the, force field, and, yeah, so, it was dealt pretty, they were, Kizaru dealt with Bonnie pretty easily, so, yeah, and then, Frankie, tries to do a radical beam on, Kizaru. He doesn't really care. He's just okay, I don't really care about this, so he just, uses his light powers to, go to where Vegapunk is. So yeah. So then Frankie is thinking, oh, what's Kizaru going to do? And he's like, oh, okay, he's probably gonna go to where Vegapunk is. I gotta call Usopp and the gang to notify them notify them that Kizaru is coming. So he picks up the transponder snail, he calls Usopp and says, oi, you've got to be ready, because Kizaru is coming to your location and he's going to try to kill Vegapunk. And everyone's like, oh my god. And then Vegapunk says, we finally cracked the code to the force field, we can get rid of it. So yeah. And York says damn you geniuses, and yeah. So then Kizaru appears in the lab, and he says, how do you do, Dr. Vegapunk? I've been ordered to come and kill you. And Vegapunk's like, oh, Kizaru, like, he's very scared and shocked that Kizaru is like here, and it's just like, it's very scary, and everyone's like scared. All the Straw Hats that are here are like freaking out because it's Kizaru. He's really strong, and then we hear the drums of liberation. We hear the drums, come out of nowhere. Luffy has turned into Gear 5. He does his Looney Tunes eyes, and everyone, hears the drums, and he's like, and Luffy comes rocketing over to where they are, and he makes himself really big and grabs like Kizaru, and everyone's eyes start to go out of their head. With like that Looney Tunes thing. We got like Nami with the eyes going out. We got Usopp with his guys going out. We got the Vegapunks going with their eyes out, and then Brook's eyes are like with those crazy eyes that are coming out of his head, and it looks so funny. Like, this part was like so funny, seeing it animated and everything like that. And they see Luffy in his Gear 5 state grabbing Kizaru and holding him like a toy, and it's just like, oh my god, okay, here's where the fight gets really good. So and then the episode ends with the robot coming alive because Luffy is in his Gear 5 state. So so that is the episode in a nutshell. There's a lot that happened in this episode. The fight with Luffy versus Kizaru is getting underway, and Luffy is now in Gear 5, so the fight is going to get really intense, and and next episode is going to be really good. I will be doing a review of that episode next, so But anyways, this is your boy Shonen Boy signing out. Like, comment, and subscribe. What did you think about this episode? Put your thoughts down below, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later, and have an awesome day.